For daily Ask Reddit. People who have been a nude model for art classes, what is the most awkward or interesting moment that has happened during a class? This kinda counts. I was hired to play classical guitar as a figure model for an art class. I was paid I think $35 and I got to keep all the drawings. One girl handed me hers and it was me playing guitar without pants and she gave me a huge dong that curled around my feet. I kept it for years then it was ruined in a move. Walked out of the closet in my birthday suit and immediately recognized 3 people in the class. Wasn't expecting that. But after the first 10 seconds or so they saw all there was to see and I got over any awkwardness. Super hard to pose for long periods though, and I have a ton of respect for those who do it regularly. I was one of the artists, not the model, but I've witnessed 2 pretty awkward events during life drawing classes. Once I was drawing a female model who was facing me in a standing pose on a small platform maybe a foot off the ground. I was working on the face, and at the same moment I'm studying her face I just see this blank expression of lights out. Nobody's home upstairs fall over her face and a second later she just went smack face first into the floor. She had fainted, and it was pretty surreal seeing someone faint in real time who also happened to be nude. It was one of those things that happened really fast, but in the moment it felt like slow motion. She came to right away, and we all took a break while she had some water and an ice pack, and I think she was a little embarrassed. The other time was more awkward because it was just me and one other student and the teacher in class that day with the model, because it was around finals for other classes and everyone else just decided not to show up to life drawing. So the model, male, decided to be creative and took a drawing horse, which is a little bench that you sit and draw at Google drawing horse furniture if you want to see what one looks like, and he stacked it on top of 2 other drawing horses and then climbed on top of it. For a second, he attempted this heroic pose, but then he unfortunately and somewhat comically lost his balance and came crashing down to the hard linoleum floor. He was okay except for his dignity. I think everyone in the room felt embarrassed / awkward after that one, and because there were so few of us in the room it really felt like there was nowhere to hide from the awkwardness. This is a little thing, but I still remember it 20+ years later. I volunteered to be a figure model my freshman year of college for the art majors. I was super self-conscious about my body and thought it would be a good way to push myself. I was sitting in a pose while they sketched, and I heard one student whisper to another, "Look at the light falling on her ankle. Isn't it beautiful?" I'm older and more self-confident these days, but that still ranks as one of the best compliments I've ever received. So yeah, here we go. I saw an ad posted needing models at school years ago. I figured I was in good enough shape and wasn't shy about my manness, so I thought why the hell not. I did it 3 times. Times 1 and 2 went okay. Number 3 however, class started. I was getting ready to come out and get into position. That's when I saw my cousin sitting there ready to draw a random dude in all his glory. I came out, gave her a little wave and a shrug, and proceeded to let it all hang out. Let's just say family gathering have been a little awkward since then, but art is art, right? Not a nude model, but I had to attend an art class that used them a lot. A friend of mine ended up having to sit in the front, and at one point, the model was at just the right angle that all she could see was her legs and crotch. She was lying down on a bench. When it came time to share our work, my friend was incredibly embarrassed because several of her pieces were just of the model's private parts. The biggest beating my ego ever got was nude modeling. I had a very good physique, surf club, firefighter, and I was confident of my manhood, so I gave it a shot. The class had been told to focus and exaggerate features. I got 14 drawings of me ranging from caveman to sexless to one that was just all the muscles and no face or limbs, like a Lovecraftian horror. I was super embarrassed and apologized to the teacher for being a poor study, and she said this was the most creative she had seen some people. I went to art school and dated one of the girls that came into model a lot. but she was just one of maybe a dozen regular models we had. I only ended up sketching her in a class once. Nobody in the class knew we were seeing each other, so it never really got weird. It was actually kind of hot. That was a fun night. But the most awkward experience was when this one regular dude we had unfroze his pose, walked over to his bag, and pulled out a Tupperware container of pasta salad and started eating it. It was supposed to be a 20-minute pose, and this like minute 3. The teacher asked him to get back in position, but he kept going back to the pasta salad every couple minutes, just standing there, eating, with his duck and balls hanging there. It was so weird. Pretty tame, I guess, but it's always stuck with me.